It is that time of the year again. As we wrap up December, I always like to reflect on the new pieces that I added into my closet over the year and really look at what pieces surprised me that I really love and serve me well as the pieces that were a bit of a disappointment and what lessons I've learned from that. If you are thinking of buying any of the items that I mentioned in this video, I do have reviews on most of the items I'm showing, and I will have those videos linked below if you would like to see anything more in depth. Anything that can be linked, I will also link in the video description box. Let's jump right into it with the worst of 2025. I like to end on a good note, so we'll end with the best items. The very worst purchase of this year, which I regretted immediately. This will be no surprise to anyone who watches my channel. It was the Hermes Her Bag 20, and I did purchase this online. This is a relatively newer bag from Hermes. It was released, I think, in 2025. It's a new mini version of the Her Bag. So when I saw it pop up online in a colorway that I liked, I bought it. But once I got the bag in my house and I tried to put my items in it and I tried getting in and out of the bag, it just did not work for me. The opening is very annoying to get in and out of, and it was a lot smaller than I anticipated because of how the clasp works. You really can't fit your items up to the top of the bag. You can really only fit your items in the bottom half of the bag. Fortunately, I was able to figure that out immediately and get my money back for that purchase, so it wasn't a loss, but lesson learned, I really need to look at a bag in person. Online, it's really difficult to tell whether or not a bag is going to work for me. So at least now I know that. Another worst purchase of the year is unfortunately again from Hermes. This is the shawl in the 140 centimeter size. This is a cashmere shawl. It is the Tralala animation or illustration. The great thing about this is I bought it at 50% off. My friend Dawn was invited to the Hermes private sale here in New Jersey, and she very graciously invited me to be her plus one. And this was one of the items I purchased. I love the shawl. I love the illustration. I love the colorway. I use this a lot. What's been really disappointing for me is this got terribly damaged, and it was clearly my own fault because I used this, but there are so many runs in this shawl. I didn't use this very often over the summer months, but once it got a little cooler in September and October, I pulled it out of my closet again and I noticed these runs all over the shawl. A viewer over on Instagram DM'd me and sent me a tutorial on how to use a needle to go in each strand of thread and pull it back into place. So I haven't had time to sit down and do that, but I am planning on doing that. So just because this snagged and ran so easily, it happened over a big area of the scarf before I even noticed. I'm going to have to be a lot more careful with this than I thought I would have to be. So it is my own fault, but this was a disappointment just because it was a lot more delicate than I anticipated. And that's a good segue, the shawl, into my next worst purchase of 2025. These two little boxes, again from Hermes. I bought a lot from Hermes, and apparently, as you can see from this video, I have a lot to learn when it comes to things I like and do not like from Hermes. These are both scarf rings. And while the scarf rings themselves are very nice, I don't use them very often. This is the Chandonk scarf ring, and this is the Moors scarf ring. And while these are lovely pieces and they really do add to the versatility and the ways that you can style your shawls or your scarves, they add a nice visual interest. I just don't think to reach for them all the time when I use a scarf. And that's a great lesson to learn. We are creatures of habit, and it does take a lot of time and effort to change our habits. So, I will definitely be thinking about that as I purchase accessories. Will this be an easy thing for me to incorporate into my wardrobe? Or is this something that I'm going to have to put effort into incorporating? And that's a great lesson that I learned this year through getting these scarf rings. Before we move on to my last worst purchase of the year, I need to quickly apologize if I'm sounding nasally because I am possibly getting sick. So the more I'm talking, the more I'm noticing it. I do apologize if I sound off in this video. That's why I'm starting to get a little under the weather. With that, let's move on to my last worst purchase of the year, and it was my luxury beauty items. I have to say, I did pretty good this year with not buying too many luxury beauty products. I did manage to restrain myself when it came to the Louis Vuitton beauty launch back in July. Louis Vuitton made waves with launching the most expensive luxury beauty that we've seen in a while. Their new lipsticks started at $160 and their eyeshadow palettes started at $250. So very expensive. I didn't buy anything from that range, and I'm really glad I held out and I didn't. But I did buy a few other beauty products, and while they're good, they're not worth the price tag. This is the Christian Dior hand balm, and this I specifically bought actually a few weeks ago because I was buying the Dior beauty holiday sets to give out as Christmas gifts this year, and I needed to spend a little extra money to get a gift with purchase. Dior does a lot of coupon codes, and you have to have a minimum spend for different coupon codes. And the one I wanted to use for the gift with purchase, I needed to spend a little extra money. So I ended up getting this hand balm for myself. It's nice, but it's not worth the price tag. This was $62, so I will use it. It's a lovely hand cream, but is it worth $62? Absolutely not. So I did cut back on buying luxury beauty a lot this year because I just don't see the value in it. But of course, if you want to buy something as a treat for yourself, go ahead. It is a really nice, small, everyday luxury. But for the most part, whenever I buy luxury beauty, I'm always disappointed. Let's move on now to my best purchases of 2025. These are the pieces that I am wearing on repeat. I absolutely love them, and I would 100% buy all of these again. Sticking with the theme of beauty, my best purchases of 2025 were the luxury fragrances that I purchased. In terms of luxury beauty, I'm usually disappointed, but in terms of luxury fragrance, I do think it is worth the extra money because they use better ingredients, and overall, luxury fragrances perform a lot better. They don't have as much of an artificial smell as some less expensive fragrances can have, and they also last a lot better. The longevity in these is amazing, particularly this Amouage fragrance. I love this. The packaging is just phenomenal. I love the detail on that travel case. I absolutely love Guidance. This is one of my new favorite fragrances. I will definitely be purchasing a full-size bottle once I finish my travel cases, and I will definitely be buying more from Amouage in the future. My next best purchase is from Hermes. I had a lot of Hermes on my worst purchases. So let's talk about one that was really good. And it was a piece of jewelry from Hermes. I bought the Chandon cuff bracelet. Last year in December, I bought the Chandon ring. This year, I added the bracelet to go with it, and I absolutely love this piece. It is a great piece of jewelry to wear every day. Getting a few nice pieces of fine jewelry that you can wear every day that are easy to stack, easy to style with different pieces in your wardrobe are 1,000% worth it. And this has been a favorite of mine. Again, here's one more look at it. And I did get it to match my Chandon ring. Who knows, maybe in 2026, I will add a necklace to match. We will see, but this was one of my best purchases of 2025. In terms of my purchases from Louis Vuitton, I did fantastic with the small leather goods this year. My absolute new favorite small leather good from Louis Vuitton is the Key Pouch Small. This thing is amazing. It's slightly larger than the original Key Pouch size. I use this as a catch-all in all of my bags. As you can see right now, I have some makeup in there. And I also have some Band-Aids. And the slim profile of this makes it so easy to fit in all of my bags, even my smaller bags. I don't have a problem fitting this in there. So this was one of my best purchases of the year. I absolutely love it. I do have a very detailed review of this piece. So again, I will link to that in the video description box. I will have a lot of videos on these pieces as well as shopping links. So don't forget to check that out while you're watching. Another piece that I got from Louis Vuitton that I have absolutely been loving is not the bag. It is this bag charm, the monogram flowers charm. This was a bit of an impulse purchase, but I'm so glad I did it because I get so many compliments on this. It looks so nice on plain leather bags like you can see on this one. It also looks really great on damier ebene bags. I love the touch of reverse monogram, the touch of vachetta leather, and I did style it here with my new croissant bag charm from Longchamp. I love this, and I think both of them look super cute together too. So this one surprised me. This was an impulse purchase, but I love it, and I use it way more than I thought I would. This is definitely one of my favorite bag charms that Louis Vuitton has made. We're on to my last best pick of the year, and you may be wondering, where are the bags? I mostly talk about handbags on this channel, and I've yet to show a bag in any of my best purchases. There was one bag, the Her bag, which was my worst, but did I purchase any good bags this year? I did. And before I show you my favorite bag of the year, I want to show you one that didn't make the cut. And this may surprise you. It is the Murakami Super Flat Speedy 20. This is actually, believe it or not, the only bag I bought from Louis Vuitton this year. There were a lot of bags at Louis Vuitton that I liked, that I thought were very cute, but everything was $3,000 to $4,000, and I didn't think they were cute enough to spend that much money on them. So this was the only bag I actually liked enough to part with that much money. It is not my number one bag because even though I like it, I don't use it that often. I've only used it a few times. I knew when I bought it, this wasn't going to be an everyday bag, but I really used it a lot less than I thought I would. So I'm glad I have it. I do enjoy having this in my collection, but it's definitely not my best purchase of 2025. The best purchase of 2025 is a bag, and it is from Hermes. And if you watch my channel, you will know what bag is in here. It is my Picotin 18. Let me take all the stuffing out really quick so it doesn't make a lot of noise while we talk. I absolutely love this, and what makes this the best purchase of 2025 is I love the bag. I love how easy it is to use. I love the size of it. I love everything about it. And unlike my Speedy 20, I use this one way more often. I love this neutral color. This is in the color gold, the classic brown neutral from Hermes, and it does have palladium hardware. This is just so easy to style. It's such an easy bag to grab and go and match it with almost whatever I'm wearing. Whereas with the super flat flowers, this is definitely more of a specific look, and I just don't wear it as often. So this is hands down my best purchase and my best bag purchase of 2025, the Hermes Picotin. I would love to know your best and worst purchases of 2025. And if you have any of these items that I showed today, if you agree or disagree with any of my rankings, as always, I will leave another video up here for you to watch next, and I'll see you in 2026.